Today in our 2015 Nissan Titan Crew Cab, we'll be installing the TruXedo TruXport soft roll-up tonneau cover, part number TX297101. Keep your truck bed and your gear covered with the TruXedo TruXport soft roll-up tonneau cover. It only sits about 1.5 inches on top of our truck bed rails, and it has a smooth, stylish appearance with no arched bows. When used in conjunction with a locking tailgate, it provides you with extra security. When you want access to your bed, you can simply release it and then roll it up. Undo your 2 levers. And then you can easily roll it up towards the bulkhead. When you get to the end, the hook and loop safety straps keep it in place. It's a simple clamp-on installation. The rails sit on top of our bed rails, and the clamps sit inside of our bed about 1.25 inches. The large hook and loop on each side helps you keep it tight in any climate. Now that we go into the features, I'll go ahead and show you how to get it installed. So to begin our install, we'll need to turn our attention to the bulkhead here. First thing we'll do is go ahead and give it a quick wipe down. We're taking some rubbing alcohol. We just want to get it nice and clean, free of any dirt or debris. That way when our tonneau cover seal sits on top, we get a nice good seal. Now let's go ahead and grab our tonneau cover assembly and set it in place. Basically just going to be setting this seal here right on top of our bulkhead. And we need to make sure to set it in place, and if we were to unroll it, it would roll back towards the tailgate. So basically all we're doing now is just getting it out of the way. Doesn't need to be perfect, we'll just set it in place for now. Now let's move on to the side rails. So we've got our rails laid out on the back of our tailgate, and we need to apply some weather seals real quick. So we're going to be working with these 2 ends here. We've got them turned upside down so that the seal that's going to be sitting on our bed rail is pointing up, and we need to take our weather seals here and put them on. So we can go ahead and peel off the one that matches and stick it in place. Just go ahead and give it a firm push, and then repeat the same process for the other one. Let's go ahead and set the rest of these aside till later, as we will be using them in the install. Now let's take one of our rails and plug it into our tonneau cover assembly. So we'll need to take this end here. It's going to be our driver's side, so it points towards our assembly, and then we're just going to plug it in. Now it's very easy to do. We can just kind of pick up on the assembly a little bit and then push it in place, just like that. Then we can just repeat the same process for the other side. Push it in place, and then I'm actually going to go ahead and just give it a nice push and get that back up towards the bulkhead here. Not only do you want to be sure that your tonneau cover assembly is sitting directly on your bulkhead, you also want to be sure that the tonneau cover side rails are sitting and lined up with the truck bed side rail. So the pad underneath here should be lined up with the inside edge. The lip here can be overhanging. Now let's go ahead and grab 3 clamps. There's 3 clamps to each side. We'll start with the first one. You need to make sure that it's loosened up enough to get it underneath the truck bed rail and on top of the tonneau cover rail. So we'll take our first clamp, and we want to install it as close to the bulkhead as we can. We've got a little notched out area here in our truck bed. That's going to be as far as we can go forward. Right about there. We'll also want to be sure to line up our teeth with the grooves on top, and then we can snug it down. You can see by tightening up the bolt, it's drawing the clamp up underneath, and it's going to be a nice tight fit. Just need to make sure that it's flat on the underside and that the teeth are lined up on top. And then we can move on to the next clamp. We'll get them all loosely installed first, and we'll come back and tighten them down. For our next clamp, we just need to be near the center with the way our bed is cut out here. we're going to go with this position right here. Same thing as before, get everything all lined up, and then loosely install it. Perfect. Then for our last clamp, we're going to get as close to the tailgate as we can, and that's going to be right here. Once we get this one done, we can go ahead and repeat the same process for the other side. Now with all the clamps loosely installed, we can go ahead and tighten down the front clamps, or the one nearest to the bulkhead, first. Again, you just want to be sure that your tonneau cover assembly up here by the bulkhead is center and it's even on both sides, and then we can tighten down our clamps. Now there's no reason to over tighten. Get them nice and snug, and then give them an additional half turn, and then they'll be tight. Now with the front tightened down, let's go ahead and unroll our tonneau cover all the way back to the tailgate and get it centered up. So we can undo our safety straps. What we want to be sure is that our bars here fall between our rails. Just be sure to line the header up here with the channel right here on both sides. Take both hands and close it up. And again, we're just checking to make sure that it's even. Now we can roll it back up and tighten the clamps at the rear of the tailgate. Now let's roll it back a tad further and tighten down our center clamps. Great. Now with all the clamps tightened down, let's go ahead and unroll our tonneau cover back towards our tailgate and install our last seals. So same as before, we'll just peel it off and put it in place. We'll repeat the same process for the other side. With those installed, let's go ahead and close it up. Remember to be sure to put the header inside the channel here on both sides. Listen for the 2 clicks. We've got it there. Then we can close up our tailgate and check our seal. Perfect. Now let's go ahead and fasten our hook and loop. What we want to do is we want to kind of pull it towards us and hook it in place. For this side, when you do your hook and loop, pull it extra tight, and that's going to keep it that smooth look. And that's going to complete our look and install at the Truxedo TruXport soft roll-up tonneau cover on our 2015 Nissan Titan crew cab. Click the link below to shop, learn more, or visit us at Etrailer.com.